Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're really going to get into the intricate story of Imran Khan's imprisonment. It's a high-stakes drama it's truly captivated Pakistan and, frankly, made headlines everywhere.
Absolutely.
Now, for those of you following Pakistan's political scene, you'll know Imran Khan, former prime minister, obviously the legendary cricketer turned politician, founder of the PTI party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, and his arrest really spanning 2023 into 2024 on, a whole raft of charges. We're talking corruption, contempt of court, even inciting unrest. It's drawn huge attention nationally and internationally.
Massive attention.
So our goal here, what we want to do in this deep dive, is try to unpack the complex reality of his time behind bars based on, what we've gathered.
Yeah.
We'll focus on the key details, look at the really different perspectives out there.
And they are very different.
Exactly. Yeah. And think about the broader implications for Pakistan. Because right away, you see these conflicting views. Some people passionately argue, look, this is political targeting, plain and simple.
A vendetta, they'd say.
Right. While others maintain, no, these are the legal consequences. He defied the system, and this is the outcome. So we're going to lay out both sides impartially, just focusing on what the information tells us.
Sticking to the facts as presented.
Yeah. So the big questions, I guess, is he being targeted? Are Pakistan's jails being used to shut down dissent? Or is this, the system working? Accountability in action? These are the kind of fascinating questions we'll explore. Okay, let's dive in.
Yeah, and what's really crucial to grasp right from the start is that Imran Khan's imprisonment, it's more than just a legal case. It's become this powerful symbol of Pakistan's incredibly complex, often, let's say, turbulent political climate.
That's a good way to put it.
Turbulent. Given who he is, his high-profile status, his situation puts this intense spotlight on everything. The justice system, human rights questions, the whole political landscape, which is constantly shifting. It really shows how one person's circumstances can kind of mirror a nation's biggest challenges and its deepest tensions. It's quite fascinating, actually.
That context is so important. Okay, so let's zero in then. What do we know about the nature of the charges themselves? What actually led to the arrest?
Well, it's quite a range. You've got corruption allegations. The Akadir Trust case is probably the most talked about one.
Right.
Then there's contempt of court, basically stemming from his public criticisms of judges and rulings.
Okay.
And even charges of inciting unrest, which are often linked to specific protests that happened after previous arrests or during political turmoil.
So a real spectrum of accusations.
Exactly. And that array itself highlights the tension in the whole narrative, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
And okay, thinking about the specifics of his detention, where has he actually been held?
Yeah.
And what's this status he has in jail?
Right. So he was initially in Attock jail, then moved to Adiala jail, which is near Rawalpindi, and he's reportedly under what's called B-class jail status.
B-class, what does that actually mean in practice?
Well, it's significant. It's not the classification for, common prisoners. It's usually reserved for people like former government officials, politicians, professionals, people considered to have a certain social standing.
So better conditions. More privileges.
Generally, yes. Better conditions than the standard C-class. But it's not just about comfort. It often becomes a point of public debate. Some see it as necessary for his security, maybe his status. Others are quite critical, viewing it as a kind of symbol of elite privilege, even within the prison system.
Ah, okay. So that classification itself is controversial.
It really speaks volumes about the ongoing debate within Pakistan itself, about equality before the law, about status.
Interesting. So beyond just the label, the B-class label, what are the actual day-to-day conditions like inside? What details do we have?
Well, the report suggests it's quite specific. He's in a single occupancy room, a small cell with an attached washroom, basic furniture, a table, a chair, a bed, a fan. He apparently has access to religious books, including the Quran. Food-wise, it's mostly simple jail food, though reports suggest he has the right to request home-cooked meals or order through approved channels, although apparently he often prefers a more basic diet himself.
And his routine?
Seems to include prayer, reading, some light exercise within his cell, and of course, meeting with his legal team. That's crucial.
Right, the legal access.
And given his age and, past injuries, especially the cricketing ones, sources mention regular medical checkups are part of the protocol too.
Okay. So considering that kind of setup, single-cell controlled access, how do his messages still get out so effectively? Because they clearly do. Does this restricted communication almost amplify his voice in a way?
That's a really insightful question. Because, yes, his direct communication is highly restricted,
Huh.
very controlled. So his statements, his messages, they usually come out via his lawyers.
I'm through the legal team.
Exactly. Or sometimes through close aides or family members who are allowed visits. And this filtering, this indirect communication, ironically, it almost gives his words a kind of legendary quality for his supporters.
Right, like messages from confinement.
Precisely. Even locked away, he's managed to maintain a pretty consistent message. He frames his arrest as part of this larger political vendetta, this conspiracy against him. And he continuously emphasizes his mission, as he puts it, to fight for true democracy and justice in Pakistan. So it's clearly not just about his legal defense in the courtroom.
It's a political strategy.
Absolutely. It's part of a broader political strategy that actually